In this video, we are going to go over how to simplify logarithms using the quotient property. As you can see here on the screen, highlighted in yellow, the quotient property states that if you have the log base b of m divided by n, that will equal the log base b of m minus the log base b of n. We can use this property to simplify, going from the two logs to the single log, or to expand, going from the single log to the two logs. In this video, we are going to focus on the simplifying. So let's look at an example. So up here at the top of the screen, I copied down the formula for you, the property. And then example 1, we have log base 5 of 6 minus log base 5 of 7. As you can tell from the formula, the base has to be the same, so let's check. In our example, we have a base of 5 and a base of 5, so it is the same. We will be able to use this quotient property to simplify this into a single log. So we would have the log base 5, and then we need to identify our m and our n's. Our m was the one with the first log, so that would be a 6. So my m is 6, and my n is the one with the second log, so that would be the 7. So we can rewrite this two different logs, the log base 5 of 6 minus the log base 5 of 7, as a single log, log base 5 of the 6 over the 7, and that would be our simplified answer. Let's look at another example. Here we have log base 3 of 12 minus log base 3 of 17. First you need to check, are the bases the same? Well, here we have a 3 and here we have a 3. They are the same, so we would be able to combine. So we would put this as a log base 3, and then we would take our first one, our m, in this case 12, and divide by our n, in this example, that's 17. So we have log base 3 of 12 over 17, and that would be our final answer. In this example, we have log 2 minus log 3. If there is no base listed, your base is assumed to be a 10. That is your normal log. So if you want, we can go ahead and write that in. Now, we can check, are they the same? Well, it's 10 and 10, so yeah, it's the same. So we can use our quotient property to simplify or condense this into a log base 10 of our first one, the 2, over our second one, that 3. So we have log base 10 of 2 over 3. We typically would not write that 10, so your answer would be log of 2 over 3. And this would be your final answer. In example 4, we have log base 3 of 7 minus log base 5 of 4. If we look here, we have a 3 and we have a 5. 3 does not equal 5, so we cannot use the quotient property. We can't use it because our base is not the same, so our answer just remains what we had, a log base 3 of 7 minus a log base 5 of 4. So this would just be our final answer because we cannot simplify that using our quotient property. In example 5, we have a log base 8 of 13 minus a log base 8 of 7. So check to see if our bases are the same. In this case, they are both 8s. So we can condense this or simplify this using the quotient property. So we would have log base 8 of the first guy, the 13, over the 7. And this would be our final answer. Now if you look at example 6, we've changed things up a little bit. We no longer just have numbers. We have variables in it to deal with. It does not change the process any. You're still going to check to see if your base is the same. In this instance, both bases are 9, so we can go ahead and condense that into a single log using the quotient property. So we have log base 9, and it didn't change. Our process doesn't change. We're still going to take this first guy, our m, and divide by the second guy, which was our n. So we have log base 9 of x over y. And that would be our final answer. Let's look at example 7. Here we have log base 121 of p minus log base 121 of z. Same process. Is your base the same? In this instance it is, so we can use the quotient property to condense this into a single log of base 121 of the p over the z. And that would be our final answer. In example 8 here, we have the log base 1 over 64 of w minus the log base 1 over 64 of t. Check to see if you have the same base. In this instance you do, so we can use the quotient property to simplify this into the log base 1 over 64 of the w divided by the t. And we have our final answer right there. In example 9, we have a log base 12 of q minus a log base 12 of n. Is the base the same? They're both 12s, so we can use our quotient property to condense this or simplify to a single log. So we would have log base 12 of our q divided by our n, and that would be our final answer. Let's look at one last example. Here we have log base 88 of e minus log base 88 of j. Check to see if your base is the same before you move on. It is. They're both 88, so I can use the quotient property to go ahead and simplify this into a single log, base 88, of the e divided by the j. And that would be our final answer right there.